Welcome everyone to this video. My name's Matt, and today we are going to be discussing the lovely open species of Dutch angel dragons. Now, if you don't know what those are, first off, are you sure you've been active in the furry fandom? Because Dutchies have been taking the fandom by storm ever since Telephone made her debut with her fursuit, and that's history, basically. So, Dutch angel dragons are a species of angel dragons that are based on horses. And that sounds very simple, and that's because it is. Dutch angel dragons came about because they were based on Telephone's love for her late horse, whose name, don't quote me on this, I believe was Dutch. So Telephone's design comes from the horse that she had, and then it kind of exploded from there because everyone wanted one. And, here we are. So, that's really the basic lore of Dutch angel dragons, is that they're based off of a dead horse that was very near and dear to Telephone's heart. And so, oh boy, you saw the title. Why should you stop being a Dutch angel dragon? Or stop interacting with them, stop making them, however you may interpret this. Let's start with the group structure. So, Telephone and her husband, whose name I'm not gonna say their real names. I'm only gonna say their persona or their fur affinity or their aliases, because I'm not about that. Their names are freely out there for anyone who cares. So anyways, at the very tippy top, we have Telephone and her husband, Draconic Archer. And then under them, we have the Archangels, who basically run everything else since Eno is pretty hands-off now, and Eno is Telephone's other name. The Archangels include Sahara, Nimbus, Sniper, Sonar, Torch, and Voodoo. Now, today, we are going to be talking mostly about Draconic Archer, the Archangels, and then a little bit at the end, the very toxic community this thing has sprung, because cutesy little horse dragons have some very deep, dark secrets. So, why don't we start with Eno's husband, Draconic Archer? This man, this absolute unit, displays all over his fur affinity his love for horses. And, as someone married to the creator of a horse-related species and owner of lots and lots of horses, I can understand that. The problem herein lies with, what the furry fandom is, really known for, the pornography. So, at one point in time, no longer the case, since the account was deleted because the man couldn't stand his ground, Draconic Archer had a NSFW account called Equus Mortis, which, if you don't know Latin, means dead horse. Now, what could ever so be on this dead horse account that had his profile picture in the bio? Well, it was all horse, gore, and snuff porn. And if you don't know what snuff is, that's death. Horses hanging themselves, horses being cut up. It was very vile, and it was up for a very long time until it was recently deleted because the man couldn't take it anymore. He was sick of having fingers pointed at him that he liked dead horses. Now, if we go back to the lore of Dutch angel dragons, and it's about dead horses, I don't know, hun, that's a little sus to me. I'm not making any accusations, but if a man has a horse snuff and gore account, that kind of says something about him. But not only that. This man, of course, on Fur Affinity, most people have porn in their favorites. Understandable, that's a porn website. But this man had both drawn and IRL pictures of horse genitalia, which, I don't know if you know, but in most places, that's considered bestiality or zoophilia, one of the two, and depending on where they live, that's fucking illegal. And I'm assuming the same applies to art as it does to IRL, like in the case of child pornography, where drawn is just as bad and illegal as actual IRL photos. I would hope and assume the same is true for drawn, because holy shit, not only is it drawn, it is, anatomically correct and all that fun stuff. And if you're going to be like, well, how do you know what anatomically correct horse porn looks like? You've looked at it too. Surprise. I used to be a farmer. I know what horses look like. So yeah, this man has both a horse porn account that is dedicated to nothing but snuff, gore, and horse dismemberment, but he also had IRL and drawn horse feral porn in his favorites, most of which he's taken out, because, again, he's been called out for it. But still in his favorites on Fur Affinity is cub art, characters dressed as babies. I don't know. That's... And the thing is, besides the account being deleted, neither him nor Telephone have publicly mentioned it. She has never denounced his horse porn kink. She's never said anything like saying, I don't agree with him liking horse gore. She's never said that. So, either he's been hiding it from her, which I fucking doubt, or she's perfectly fine with it. She's perfectly fine with her husband jerking off to pictures of dying horses, when the lore of her major species is dead horses. I guess that makes sense of why the species has to be so squeaky clean now, because if you don't know, Dutch angel dragons cannot have physical genitalia or physical genders. So yeah, it makes a little sense trying to make her species squeaky clean. Oh, but wait, that doesn't matter, because while actual porn of Dutch angel dragons gets you nuked off the face of the earth, fetish art of Dutch angel dragons like Dutchies in diapers, vor, and gore are still plenty allowed and even praised in the fandom, because wow, kink art with an unkinkable species, that's kinda quirky! We've already hit the fucking climax of this video. It's just downhill from here. So next is Nimbus, one of the mentioned archangels. Nimbus has a pretty bad track record, although it's not nearly as bad as horse gore porn. So let's start with the crusade against LGBT people. Or I should specifically say LGBT Dutchies. Because since these dragons don't have a sex drive, and since these dragons aren't supposed to be in sexual relationships, that means you are not allowed to have trans or gay Dutchies, according to Nimbus, which recently has been changed thanks to Telephone finally fucking stepping back in. The first thing I had to show you is this post by Kate, June 2nd, 2018, which, June is Pride Month. And Katie basically goes on to say that Dutchies do not fall into pride, even though Dutchies are supposed to be asexual, meaning that she's an ace-exclusionary. Basically, you're allowed to have posts in support of pride, and Dutchies cannot understand that concept of pride. Dutchies cannot be proud. And, the comments. The first comment, and the featured comment of this post, is, would I be able to wear my Dutchie suit to a local Pride event? And Katie says, yeah, there isn't anything against it. We mainly just want people to be aware that they can't be gay, because they're all the same gender, no gender or sex. So they can't be gay, but they can certainly be straight, ? I don't know, Nimbus. That sounds a little sus to me. I said I wouldn't be saying the real names, and now I'm calling Nimbus by their actual name, Katie. I mean, it's in the screenshots. I can't be bothered to edit this even more. I only have limited time. So, anyways, next we have a post. Can some angel dragons support ace and arrow identities? And, Dutchies are ace and arrow, obviously, because they can't have sex, and all that. So, Katie says, well, they don't understand if I'm the sense that all Dutchies are the same. Technically, they're all ace, I think. Well, if they're all technically ace, can't they show ace pride? No, says Nimbus, you cannot be proud even though they are canonically all ace. Let me remind you, Nimbus, Katie, is an Archangel, one of the main people in charge, specifically picked by Telephone to lead and protect the group. And Telephone was not doing anything about this for the longest time. Next, we have this huge, massive screenshot about how you shouldn't draw Valentine's Day art of your Dutchies because, again, no romantic or sexual attraction. There's so much text here, and it all conveys the same point. And now we even get a little sneak preview from our lovely Michelle, who we will talk about later. Next, we have, what if a Dutchie is born with no eyes? Will they still have eye sockets? Katie says, well, they will be born with eyes. It's a part of their anatomy. And the first person replies, so no genetic defects allowed. Katie replies with, they are spiritual beings specifically designed by the beings of paradise. Defects don't happen. So if you want a Dutchie with birth defects, say, I don't know, you were born with a birth defect, you were born albino, or you were born blind, and you wanted a Dutch angel dragon that reflected that. Katie says no, you are not allowed to have a Dutchie that reflects your personal birth defects or any birth defects at all, because Dutch angel dragons are absolutely perfect. Say her, definitely the creator of Dutch angel dragons. Next, we have, what if a Dutchie has lost one of their front legs, or both? Because the Abyss version of my main, where I wanted the suit to, oh my goodness, I cannot read. Basically, this person is asking, what if this Dutch angel dragon lost 2 of their legs? So, Kyla, I'm sorry, I don't know who Kyla is. They're not that important. Yeah, that comment's not actually important. So, if your character does not follow the guidelines, they will not be recognized as a Dutch angel dragon. Keep that in mind for later. If some Dutch angel dragon doesn't follow the guidelines, they are a regular angel dragon. Dutch angel dragons cannot lose more than 1 limb. And then there's discussion of the old rules of having Dutchies personally verified by Telephone herself, which does not happen anymore. So then, this massive amount of screenshots is all in contradiction to the, if it doesn't follow the guidelines, it's not a Dutchie. This also applies to angel dragons that follow the Dutchie guidelines but aren't. Basically, they're saying if it looks like a Dutchie, it is a Dutchie, even if people just call it a plain and regular angel dragon. And let me explain the difference a little bit. Dutch angel dragons are a specific species of angel dragon. Basically, if you have like the Canidae family tree, dogs and wolves are separate species on that. So Dutch angel dragons are a specific species of the angel dragon family. They have very specific rules, such as no genitalia, no sexuality, must be horse-like. Where angel dragons don't have those rules because no one owns the concept of an angel dragon. It's whatever you want it to be. So this effect of if it looks like one, it is one, applies unnecessary ruling, action, and criticism against people who want normal angel dragons that, say, have a horse-like face, or have feathered wings instead of normal dragon wings, or hooves. And that's completely ridiculous. Basically trying to claim ownership of an entire species just because if it looks like one, it is one. Goodness, this video is going to be long. Finally, this last screenshot is talking about more of the lore. So, originally, the Dutch angel dragons basically have a quote-unquote 3-year-old-like mentality, which they've also been drawn the comparison of acting like Toothless, which Toothless doesn't act like a 3-year-old, Toothless acts like a wild animal. There's a very key difference. But basically, they have the mentality and the brain of a 3-year-old human being. And Nimbus clarifies, yes, they're supposed to be innocent and childlike and nice, but then we see with Nimbus's Dutch angel dragon that Nimbus is allowed to swear and allowed to commit war crimes. What 3-year-old commits fucking war crimes, Nimbus? I think I've yelled about Nimbus enough. So, let's go on to a more minor ArchAngel, just to, like, cool down and relax from what just happened with Nimbus and Draconic Archer. So, we brought her up earlier, Michelle, aka Voodoo, another ArchAngel. Voodoo had, for the longest time, been a rule breaker without anyone calling her out until, pretty much recently. I will bring it up, one of the main things about Dutch Angel Dragons is that since they don't have assigned genders, they don't have sexual dimorphism, which basically means females and female identifying do not have breasts, and the dudes aren't huge, jacked up, and muscular just because they're dudes. So, with this no sexual dimorphism rule, Voodoo was technically a rule breaker because Voodoo, on her reference sheet and some of the art she made of her Dutch Angel Dragon, had boobs. And she's an Archangel. Again, one of the main leaders of the group was rule breaking because she gave her Dutch Angel Dragon breasts. And again, this was only resolved recently after she was called out by someone else. She finally changed her reference sheet and Voodoo was finally removed of her boobs. And the thing is, like, Voodoo also has a fursuit, and Voodoo has boobs on her fursuit, and that's fine, because Michelle, I don't know, probably has boobs. And having them show through your fursuit isn't a crime, even if it doesn't fit with the character. But having your official reference sheet and official, like, artwork of your character being rule-breaking, that's a little bit of a problem. Again, I don't expect her to flatten her chest when she's in fursuit to be more realistic and more correct to the Dutch Angel Dragon lore. First off, that's probably not good for you. Second off, your fursuit isn't going to do only canonical actions all the time when you're out in public fursuiting. So, that's different than your actual lore and important work to your character. So now, we're going to rev back up. The next Archangel we need to talk about is Sniper, aka Twilight Saint, who has a huge, massive beware because of all the stalking, art theft, and fucking lying they've done. I cannot cover all of this because it is brand new. It is a brand new beware that just came out. And so I will hopefully remember to link it in the description. If I did not, please yell at me because it is very important for you to understand why Twilight Saint is such a god-awful, disgusting person. And why, just because they have pretty art does not mean they are a pretty artist. Let's just put it like that. So now, we are on the final stretch. The final stretch would be, the community yelling and destroying each other, and various screenshots of just community members attacking each other, and community members attacking people who are opposed to the group or not even a part of it. One of the main offenders of getting this kind of attention is Wolf on the Hill on Fur Affinity, because they are they are a Dutch rebel dragon. The Dutch rebel dragons are a group of individuals who are very, very aggressively opposed to Dutch angel dragons. I will admit I was part of it for a while, but I kind of stepped out because I wasn't active. So, Dutch angel dragon members have a very, very nasty habit of attacking all Dutch rebel dragons on sight. So, here's some fun screenshots of Wolf on the Hill yelling back at them and being kind of funny. Oh boy, we are approaching the 20-minute mark on this video, and this doesn't really even begin to scratch the surface of the infighting, bickering, and general hypocrisy of the group. I wish I could provide newer evidence or screenshots I've obtained myself, but I cannot because I have been banned from all the official groups for being a Dutch rebel dragon, and I don't plan on making any alts to go infiltrate because at this point I am drawing the line in the sand and saying I do not care anymore about Dutch angel dragons. I never want to hear about them again. I never want to be a part of them again. If I want an angel dragon character, I will make one. I will not make a Dutch angel dragon, and I will not join that little hellscape ever again. I've had enough. I've had enough of these people getting away with this bullshit because they have cute fursuits and cute characters. It needs to stop. Especially since the squeaky clean appeal of the Dutch angel dragons draws in a lot, and I mean a lot, of children. It needs to end. This has been Matt, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.